other people also join.
Yeah, sure. Let them join. Yeah.
Okay, Suresh sir. Anyway, because people have not joined, I'll just start the recording. I'll just check the recording one. Okay, recording is going on, no problem. So today in that 4 p.m. batch, we have seen today, sir, input and output things, streams and input-output redirection. Suresh sir.
Correct.
So that we were actually messing it up because there was no time. I was thinking I wanted to finish Linux history command and PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 variables.
Yeah.
Environment variable. So
Yes.
I was actually thinking I'm delaying many days, slowly it is going. So today what I will do tomorrow will be not like that. I will take that redirection input and output again. Okay, tomorrow we have to finish, and from Monday we will start the most important thing, filters.
Okay, sure.
Okay, from Monday, most important thing, filters. Filters I will take. Apart from that, advanced filters also we will see like that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because already we have started more than 3 weeks back. To my knowledge, I suppose 7th of this month I started, no?
I think, sir.
The previous month, 7th I started.
7th or 8th, yeah.
So I am moving little slow. So if I thought of finishing today. Tomorrow I'll finish up this PS1 command, PS1 and history. These are very much important. Apart from that, I will take the redirections again tomorrow. Clearly, with experiment. Sorry.
Sure. No
because
problem,
I was
sir.
thinking I wanted to finish, I was little brushing up fast, confusing also. I think I confused a lot. Okay, sir, nobody is still not joining. We will just start our class today, sir. Sir, today we will do, okay, according to us, Unix, Linux, and this. I have to open that file. Okay, this is our data. Okay. This cells to print out. Here I will have to. So Suresh sir, yesterday any doubt regarding this? What are the features of Unix and Linux? Explanation?
No, sir. No. I know all this. Yeah.
Because you already had your idea. Okay, no problem. So today we will see, sir. Today's date and checking. Today is 1 July.
I will be on mute, sir. Some disturbance at home. Okay.
Okay.
If any doubts, I'll unmute and I'll talk. Okay.
No problem. Today we'll be starting, sir. Today we'll be starting Unix architecture and its components.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be
Okay.
Today's topic, Linux architecture, OS architecture. Okay. Linux, what can be called as a what? Basha sir. Can you hear me, Basha sir? Basha sir, can you hear me? You can unmute once. Basha, can you unmute once? Mr. Basha. Basha sir. Yes, Basha. Can you unmute once? Utility.
I think he is having some issues, sir.
Okay. So, Basha sir, do you have any knowledge about Linux? Is this your first class? Yesterday also, I think you joined and stopped. You can use the chat box. Basha sir, can you use the chat box? Do you have any knowledge of Linux? Do you have any knowledge of Linux, Basha? You can use the chat box. Should I repeat? Okay. So today I will show you the Linux file system, Linux operating system architecture. We are going to see this first. Suresh Garu, we can see here. This is the Linux operating system architecture, internal architecture of a Linux operating system. Okay. You can see this is the hardware on which you install your operating system. Hardware can be any other hardware. It can be Intel, AMD, or any hardware. Apart from that, over the hardware, whenever you are installing operating, three components are being installed. Yes, sir. First
Yes,
of the component is called, most important component of the operating system is called the kernel, sir. It is just above the hardware. You can see that it is placed just above the hardware.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. This is the primary or the most important component of an operating system for any operating system. Okay. This architecture is just not common to Linux operating system. Even Windows operating system has its own kernel. Okay. Even Windows operating system has its own kernel. Okay, sir.
Okay. But shell
So,
will not be there, right? In
shell not
Windows?
be there. Shell concept is not there in Linux, Windows.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Shell, see, PowerShell and other things are implemented, but that is totally different. Not like this shell. Okay. What
Okay.
is the kernel? Kernel is the most important component. And what are the important tasks of the kernel is? Kernel is the one which directly interacts with the hardware with the help of device drivers. When I was telling you what is I just told you what are the system software examples. Whenever I explained about system software, I told you operating system is one of the most important component or the part of system software. Apart from that, I gave you one more example. System software examples may device drivers. Sir, I told you about device drivers also, Suresh sir. So, kernel is the most important component. Above kernel, what is residing is shell, sir. Above kernel, what is residing is shell. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of the task of a shell is a command line interpreter and command executor. Okay. Whenever in the terminal, whenever whatever command you are typing, it is the responsibility of the shell to search for that command, load that command into memory, and start the execution of command by submitting it to the kernel. Okay. What is the task of the shell? Command line executor. Okay. Suresh sir, what are the tasks of a shell, sir?
Yes,
Command
yes,
line
sir.
executor, command
Execute.
execution part.
Yeah.
Okay. Kernel is internally made of. Again, kernel will actually interact with the hardware. You know that. I just give you
Yes, yes.
example.
Yeah.
But what kernel cannot directly execute or interact with the hardware directly. Kernel needs some software which is called device drivers. Okay, kernel is made up of kernel using device drivers will access the hardware or make it work for you. Okay, then what is the task of the shell? Shell is a command line executor and command line interpreter. Okay, shell, and above the shell you can see all the other utilities are residing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So like this. So above that, your multiple users are working, like Suresh, Basha, and Rajesh, who are going to connect to the server and give their command. And the command execution process will flow like this. Flow of the command execution process is whenever you are typing something on the shell or terminal, whenever you are typing anything on the terminal, okay, each and every terminal which is opened is associated with a shell. You can see the example I just wanted to show you. You know this is our terminal interface. Okay, whenever I am opening a terminal, what is the terminal type? What is the command to check the terminal type? Suresh, TTY command से हमको मिल जाता है. Okay, this is called terminal 0 PTS 0. Okay, after that, what is the shell associated with the terminal? If you wanted to get the information, echo $0. So you can see bash shell. This is a type of shell which is associated with terminal. Okay, all the commands executed will be executed with the bash shell, right or not?
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yes.
and just a simple example. What is the thing? Bash is the shell which is associated with the current terminal. What is my terminal number? TTY. You give the keyword. This is the name of my current terminal which I opened. What is the terminal connected to when I am executing? Terminal is just going to submit the command to the shell, and the shell which is associated with this terminal is bash, which can be called bin bash. Where is it located? We have to check it like this. Bin bash. Where is the bash shell located? If you have any doubt, you can give like this. Which command? It is located in USR bin bash. This is also thing. Okay. Now we understood what is the thing. Now you have even seen according to practically what are the different tasks. Now we will see what are the different tasks of the shell. Okay. First we will check what is the kernel associated. What is the kernel associated with my operating system? Okay, right or not? From
Yes,
where
yes.
you get that information, you know that uname command is there.
Yeah.
Uname command -a will give the all the information.
Correct.
If you want to get specific information of the kernel, I think it is K, not K small. One minute. Man uname. I forward the one. Okay. If you wanted to get the kernel information, option is yes. Okay. Uname -yes. This is the kernel. Linux kernel 1 minute. Kernel name 1 minute. No device in the network. Kernel release -r and kernel version -r -v. UNAME -r. You can see this is my kernel, right or not?
Yes.
This is my kernel. Now you got to understand using commands how to know what is my kernel, how to know what is my current shell. Okay, where these are located? Because I did not show in the operating system installation. Tomorrow we are going to start the operating system installation.
Yes.
Today for time being, just remember in the boot directory, in the boot partition, always the partition boot is a separate partition. Remember. In the boot directory, you will have kernel. What is the kernel? Is this your kernel, which I am showing you? This is your kernel. Okay. What is your shell? Okay, you can see in the boot directory, shell will not be there, but kernel will be there. Okay.
Correct.
Always the boot directory will contain the kernel, original. There are multiple types of kernel. We will discuss about it later. Okay. Now we are going to see. Now we are going to see what are the different shells available. What is the current shell associated is this. You can see bash shell. What is the meaning of the bash shell? There are multiple shells are available. There are not just one. There are multiple shells available for Linux operating system. If you want to get the list of all the supported shell in this Linux operating system, okay, we have to open the file called cat/etc shells. These are the shells currently supported by this operating. There are more shells because TCSS, CSS, ZSH, KSH, there are other shells. That will be only come when you install it. So currently these shells are supported, extra shells are also there. So now we have got little more information of what is a kernel. Okay. First I will write what is the kernel and all. Kernel के task I लिख लेता हूँ.
Okay.
It is the core of the operating system. Core of the operating system. Okay. It is the one. Kernel is the one. Is the operating system component. System component which directly interacts with the hardware. Okay. Which directly interacts with the hardware. Okay. It is one. Okay. To interact with the hardware, what does it do? Kernel internally is made of. Kernel internally uses. What does it? Kernel internally uses. What it does use it? Device drivers.
Correct.
Using device drivers, it uses the code to communicate with the hardware. Okay? Okay. Any hardware to communicate, compulsory kernel needs device drivers, without which cannot do. Okay. Okay. So simple examples है. हमको kernel क्या करता है समझ में आ गया. Task of the kernel we'll see later. Okay. Now we will see what is a shell. Okay. What can be a shell called? Shell is a command line executor, line interpreter. What is it? Command line को read करेगा. Obviously ना. Command line terminal पे जब तुम type करते हो, that is called command
Yes.
line. Whatever you are
Yeah.
typing in the terminal, this is the thing. This is
Yes.
called command line. This is
Yes.
called
Yes.
command prompt. This is command prompt. This is command line. Okay.
Correct.
Commands are given. That line you are typing for giving an instruction to the operating system is called command line. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who is going to take there all this? Okay, one minute. What is the command line interpreter? First thing, command line executor. Okay. Command interpreter and command executor. Who is going to execute? Start the execution process. Command line interpreter and command executor. Why? So, small example. What is happening whenever you type something on the command? Okay. I am giving the PWD command, which stands for present working directory. Just for time being, remember this is a command. I think you have already idea, Suresh sir. What does
Yes.
it do? It shows me what is my current location in the operating system hierarchy. File system mein where I am located, it is very much clearly. Okay.
Yes.
File
Yes.
system mein where I am located is actually printed through project. Okay. I told you many times there are utilities. PWD can be called as a utility. What is the difference between a shell and utility? That is the most important thing. Okay. Shell is also not a set of single command. It is also a set of many commands which are called shell built-in. Okay. Shell will be loaded. Kernel and shell will be loaded into the RAM whenever you are booting the operating system. Okay. Kernel and shell will be loaded into the RAM whenever you are booting the operating system. Okay. But whenever you are typing after operating system is up and running, whenever you are typing a command on the command prompt or the terminal, what happens in the background? First, this command, which is the PWD which I am executing, which the command, first the command will be searched in the path environment variable. This is the environment variable on which the command will be searched. Right or not? Echo
Yes.
$path will be given.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
first shell doesn't know this is a command or not, utility or not, where it is located. Shell has no idea. First of all, shell has no idea. So whenever you are typing something on the command line, shell, before starting the execution, first shell has to search for the command in the path location, path environment variable in these directories. As you can see, there are multiple directories. Okay, there are multiple directories separated with a colon.
Correct.
Colon is a separator between these directories. One by one, it will be searching. Okay,
Yeah.
you can get the command. Where is the command located? You can get it using which command? What is the which command? PWD.
Which?
You can see
Yeah.
here
User bin PWD.
USR bin directory, it is there. See here USR bin, it is the search location. Okay.
Yes.
First
Yes.
it finds out whether it is a utility, where it is available by searching through the path environment variable.
Correct.
After it finds the path environment variable, if it finds the output command, whichever for which it is searching, like PWD, it first loads the command into memory. Okay, it first loads the command into memory and proceeds to execute it. After it loads the command into memory, it will pass all the command line options passed to it. After PWD, if it is this cat command, it will be passing. If you wanted to read some data, file 1, it will be passing. First, it will search for the cat command, load it into memory, then process the command line. Command line contains command with its input, which is file 1. And now it starts to execute it. Before starting to execute it, command has to be submitted to the kernel for execution. Okay, but this command, which is in high level, cannot be understood by kernel, which is on low level. So shell does command interpretation. It will convert this high level command into low level kernel understandable format and submit it to the kernel. Okay, Suresh?
Yes.
Okay. Then after you are submitting it to the kernel, what does the kernel do in the background? For the same thing, what does the kernel do in the background? So what does the kernel do? You now understood what is the task of a shell. So, right or not, sir? Okay.
Yes.
Now I am writing task of a kernel. What does it do? What is happening in the background? Task of a kernel. Okay. Task of a kernel I am writing. One minute. What is the task of a kernel I am writing here? So first task is, so execution, first process management. Whenever you are giving any command, first thing, shell submits to the kernel. Kernel will create a process for it. Okay, process
Yes, yes.
management, process creation and management, and its management, how to manage the process. Okay, and process creation and its management. Okay, process creation and its management. What does, for every process created, we need memory, we need resources, memory management for the process. For each process, how much memory is to be allocated to each process?
Yes, yes.
Right or not? It happens in the
Yes.
background. Right or not?
Yes,
Whenever
yes,
you are
yes.
opening a task manager, see, this is my Windows Task Manager. You can see Windows Task Manager. As you can
Yeah.
see, these are the resources. CPU is resource, memory is a resource, disk is a resource, network is a resource. Right or not, sir? Right or not, sir? See
Yes,
here.
yes,
Go
yes.
to meeting app, which I am highlighted. It is taking, see how much percentage of CPU? 16.4% of CPU, 105 MB of RAM. Sir, 105
Yes.
MB of RAM. Disk IO, because it has to be picked from the disk. It is taking 1.1 MB per second of the disk utility. So
Yeah.
same way, now you got to understand kernel. What is that, sir? Process management, creation of process and managing it till it dies.
Yeah.
Memory for each process, allocating memory for each process. Third
Okay.
task, hardware is also managed by hardware management. How to communicate? Who is going to communicate? Kernel.
Okay.
Kernel, right or not? Hardware. CPU is what, sir? Hardware
Yes,
or
yes.
software?
Yes, yes,
Okay, who
yes.
is going to manage? Okay, hardware management means each and every device is managed by kernel only. Okay, any
Okay.
device is managed through device manager or two device drivers or other thing. Okay, next thing, memory management, process creation and CPU allocation, sir. CPU allocation, what is that? Sir, in my laptop where I am working, I am only having one CPU. Right or not, sir? How many CPUs
Yes.
are there? Here. See, this is my
Yeah.
CPU. If you wanted to get the same thing in Linux output, top command is the thing which will show you. What is the open? This is like task manager in Linux, sir. Equivalent to task manager. See, same thing. From 30, this is the current time. It from 39 minutes system is on. My server is on from past 39 minutes. You can see here. Sir, my Linux OS booted 39 minutes ago, sir. Suresh, sir. Okay. How many users are connected? You can see. 2 users are
Yes.
connected.
Yes.
2 users are connected. These are load averages, CPU average, other thing. Total number of processors, this is the thing, sir. Sir, now
Mhm.
totally in the background, like this task manager, these many things are executing in the background. Here also, 188 tasks are executing in the background, sir. As you can see,
But
188 total tasks.
user is only one, right, sir?
Okay, user is only one. Maybe I opened the terminal, because of that it is going showing two.
Okay, okay, okay.
Maybe because every terminal is also a connection only. So it may be you two users. Okay, yeah, just show you. I will open another terminal. We will see. Will it be updated? Sir, I opened the terminal. Users increased. See, sir, I
Yeah,
opened the
yeah,
terminal.
yeah.
Users. So executing on the CPU. Okay, like this. You can see here. What are the different memory status? What are the different memory? See, sir, RAM, it is actually I'm given 1 GB of RAM. Out of that, 62 MB of RAM is free only, sir. 1 GB of RAM allocated to the CPU, 62. Okay. Who is all going to manage this, sir? Please tell me, Suresh sir. CPU allocation क्या है? Suresh sir.
Yes, sir.
So
It's
there
all
are
managed by kernel.
kernel. I am saying, see, simple example. There are 100 tasks to be executed. Each user is giving some task. There are OS related tasks, there are user related tasks, right or not? OS also
Yes.
has some tasks, processors. Some processors are even created by users. Some process or tasks are created by OS for its own purpose. Some tasks are being created by users for their own purpose. Okay, all these tasks has to be managed on a CPU. There is only one CPU or two CPU in my laptop, my system. Who is going to allocate this CPU to each of this process and how they are going to manage it? Who is going to do this, sir? Right or not? Who is going
Yes,
to do
yes.
this? There is
Okay.
only two CPU. CPU means
Yeah.
central processing unit. There are two CPUs. There are 200 tasks according to me. And each task to be executed has to be allocated to CPU. Who is going to take care of this allocation? Who is going to prioritize which process should be allocated CPU first? There are priorities also, sir. Some prioritize means their urgent tasks should be allocated to CPU. Some are delayed tasks. They can be allocated CPU later. Who is going to take care of all this, sir? Suresh, sir, this is all done by kernel.
Yes,
Am I
yes,
clear
yes.
with the kernel task,
Yes.
sir? I think I give you
Yeah.
clear idea what is happening because you already
Yes.
have knowledge.
Yeah.
What are the tasks of the process creation and its management till it ends? Memory for each process is also allocated. RAM and all that which is allocated how? Okay. Hardware management means each and other input hardware device is communicated to kernel using device driver. Apart from that, CPU allocation, which is the most important thing because CPU is the one which is going to execute all the things. Who is going to take care of allocating process to CPU? That is all tasks of the kernel. Sir, am I clear with the tasks of the kernel?
Very much, sir.
Very much clear. So now I will show you. Now I want to show you kernel ke tasks. I have made a detailed note of this. You can please see because I wanted before typing. If I type, it will be time waste. So I am just copy paste. User management and forgot most important thing. Who users are login and who should be authenticated. Number of users login and how they are authenticated should be allowed access or not. That is also task of a kernel only, sir. Okay. Time sharing between different processors means CPU management. Time sharing between different processors. There are 100 processors, one CPU. Each has to be allocated to CPU. But some processors are higher priority, some processors are lower priority. Who is going to take this and check this priority, then allocate? That is also time sharing between different processors and CPU. Okay. So control execution of process means all the process management you can call this. Process control and process management. Control execution fairly. Security management. Oh, most important thing, sir. Suresh, sir. Security management. Any idea what is the security management? Suresh or Shrikant or Basha, sir? Any idea, Suresh, sir? Shrikant, any idea what is security management?
Sir, file permission.
नहीं सर वो फाइल परमिशन वो सब वो है सिक्योरिटी मैनेजमेंट दैट इज आल्सो करेक्ट ओनली श्रीकांत सर फाइल परमिशन हाँ फाइल परमिशन ऑथेंटिकेशन करेक्ट ही है पर मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू व्हिच वी कवर इन whenever we are covering firewall exam firewall applications. Okay, Linux may be firewall is inbuilt. See here, Suresh sir, this is also for you. I wanted to show you systemctl -l status. This is the firewall by default available in Linux. You can see this is the application firewall D or dynamic firewall is the application. Okay, firewall D. Who is going to take care each and every? What is the purpose of a firewall, sir? I am writing here, sir. Purpose.
Firewall D is the default one, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. Firewall D, which is called, that is a daemon. Firewall D is a daemon name. Original name is dynamic firewall, sir. In RHEL 7 onwards, firewall is name changed to dynamic firewall. Previously, in RHEL 4, 5, 6, it was called IP tables. Suresh, sir. Previously, RHEL 4, RHEL 5, RHEL 6. Default firewall application name was IP tables. IP tables. Now, from RHEL 7 and 8, it is called dynamic firewall. Okay, sir?
Dynamic table, right?
Dynamic firewall.
Dynamic firewall, okay.
Yes. So, what is this security management? Any idea, sir? This I am going to explain, sir, in terminology of firewall. So, sir,
it's nothing but who has to come in and who has to go out the request.
No, sir. That is see user management के बारे में मैं आपको बताया. What you are speaking is user management. who can
Correct.
log in into the server using username and password.
No,
Second level of security.
that
Sir,
I am
I will
talking
tell you.
in terms of request, sir. Request.
So I will tell you, sir, one thing. Security in Linux is 3 formats, I told you, sir. I told you previously, security in Linux is implemented in 3 levels. In 3 levels, sir.
Yes. Yes.
First level is user can only log in if it has user can only be logged in if he has correct username and password.
Correct.
That is also a task of that execution is also access to the user, giving also authenticating the user also is task of the kernel, sir. User can only be login. User can only log in if he has username, password. Right or not, sir? Both are required. Okay. Second level is file level permission, sir. File level permissions means which user created which file can be accessed by other users if permitted only. Otherwise, they cannot access the files of other users. Right or not? This is called file level permission. Right or not, sir? Third is inbuilt firewall. Current firewall that is called here currently in RHEL 7 or CentOS 7. It is called dynamic firewall. Firewall. I am going to now talk. I think I am very much clear with user login and file level permission. Srikanth and Suresh, sir. Can I? Okay.
Yes.
So now what is this dynamic firewall and why it is so important for security management? I am telling. Why is kernel associated with security? What happens is that what is the for a firewall, sir? Firewall is going to inspect. What is a firewall, sir? Firewall is an application. Is an application which inspects specs each and every packet coming into and going out of the system, sir. Data packet coming into the system and coming into and going out of the system. Sir, understanding? What is a firewall,
Yes.
sir? Packets,
Yes.
internet connected, sir. You are connected to internet. So packets are generated from internet. You are going to access. Data is coming in not in the form of the bits of 1, 2, 3. No, it will come in packets. Each packet, sir, each internet packet which is coming will be inspected by the kernel security options, sir. Kernel has inbuilt firewall. This firewall, this security mechanism, it is going to inspect each and every data packet coming into and going out. If it will be checking, there is a inbuilt in Linux, sir, in a Linux kernel, there is a inbuilt net filter. Sir, application name is net filter, sir, inbuilt into firewall kernel, sir. What is that module? Net filter, sir. That will check each and every packet against a set of rules. If that rule matches, then only permitted, otherwise not. Suresh, sir, समझ में आ गया what is firewall doing?
Yes. Yes.
So who is going to manage, sir? This net filter this net filter is inbuilt into the kernel, sir. So kernel is actually the security management is also taken care of kernel only. Sir, am I clear with the task of the kernel clearly? All the tasks.
Yes.
So user management आपको समझ में आया? Who are users who can connect to the system? Who is that who is going to authenticate the user? It is the kernel only, sir. Okay. Process management, sir. Any command you execute, before the command execution start, it creates a process for the command to be executed. Process. That how many processes are there, how to manage them, how to allocate to the CPU, how to communicate to the different hardware devices. Okay, how to manage memory for these processes, how to secure the system. Everything is the task of the kernel. Now you understood what is the kernel and its task, sir. Am I clear with all the things? Shrikant?
Yeah.
Shrikant?
Yes, sir.
Understanding, sir? Shrikant Garu?
यस सर, लेट ज्वाइन हुआ ना, थोड़ा सा समझ में आ गया।
समझ में आ रहा है ना सर? ये जस्ट थीरी है सर। श्रीकांत सर, ये जस्ट थीरी है। जब हम प्रैक्टिकल करते रहेंगे ना नेक्स्ट क्लासेस में, जब ओएस इंस्टॉलेशन हो जाएगा, प्रैक्टिकल सब स्टार्ट करेंगे, तब आपको ये बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ में आएगा। अब आप स्टार्टिंग में है, आप जब स्टार्टिंग में है आपको कम समझ में आएगा, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट फ्रॉम लिनक्स बैकग्राउंड और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, यू डोंट नो। When you are started to work after the operating system is installed, then you will get more understanding, sir. Shrikant.
ओके सर, ओके।
Okay, security कैसे मैनेज होता है? Net filter submodule is inbuilt into the kernel software. Net filter will inspect each and packet. If it is, and each packet is matched against a set of rules in that net filter subsystem. If it accepts, then only the packet is taken in. Otherwise, packet is discarded. Suresh sir, I think I gave you good understanding of security. User level management, file permissions, who is going to file permission, if a person is able to access the file, that all things in security management is inbuilt into kernel. So now I will show you what are the tasks of a shell, sir. Kernel I finished. And how does the kernel look like? This is how the kernel looks like. Hardware, over the hardware, whenever you are installing operating system, kernel is installed. Over the kernel, shell reside. Over the shell, utilities. Over all these users like Suresh, Rajesh, Basha, and even Shrikant are residing. Each person has to log in. That also login is authenticated by kernel. After they are logging, they are creating their files. These files are also accessed or not accessed depending on permissions, which is taken care by kernel only. Okay, now we have seen what is the architecture and what is the meaning of architecture. Basically, what can be architecture? Flow of data between different components of a operating system. Flow of data kaise hai? User is submitting some command. Suresh user is submitting a command. The command you is submitting is on a terminal. Right or not, Suresh sir? Suresh sir is submitting a command. Command is going directly, doesn't go to hardware. Between the Suresh user and the hardware, operating system is residing. Operating system will interpret the Suresh command into hardware understandable format, communicate with the hardware and do the operations. Suresh, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is what is happening. Okay. Now we will see what are the tasks of a shell and what does the shell do. So I have made a good notes of these things. I just went to copy paste and I explain it. So now we are going into, now we have seen all the different formats of kernel. What is a shell? Shell is the interface between user and kernel. User and kernel. Why? So whenever a command is submitted on the terminal, shell takes over. Okay. It will search for that command in the command path. Okay. It will search for that command because which I am giving you PWD, ls command. Okay, these commands are utilities. They are loaded into RAM whenever you are typing it on the command prompt only and giving enter button. Then only it will be. Till that time, they are residing as a code or utility on the hard disk only. They will be loaded into RAM and executed only after you giving the command. ls command is same like that. Okay. What are the tasks of the shell? Like this. So, program execution, variable and file name substitution, IO redirection. These are all things you will understand later in the class. Program execution, you know, before the program is executed, it has to be searched. Variable and file name substitution, environment control, interpreted programming language. These tasks will be understood whenever you are doing the operating system practical. Okay. Shrikant, are you understanding? श्रीकांत जी, हेलो श्रीकांत, आपको ये शेल क्या है, इसका प्रॉपर्टीज क्या है, ये क्या करता है, जब तुम प्रैक्टिकल करोगे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का प्रैक्टिकल, तब समझ में आएगा.
ओके सर.
सुरेश, कैन आई कंटिन्यू विद द नेक्स्ट थिंग? Are
This
you
is good, sir.
so shell समझ में आ गया? Suresh,
Yeah.
maybe you have little idea what is this program execution. I think you
Yes,
have
yes.
little idea because
Yes.
what is this variable and file name substitution? Small example, see here. This is a variable creation. Name is equal to Rajesh. Sir, what I am giving it? Name is equal to Rajesh. Suppose this is called variable and file name substitution. I wanted to display if it is name. Echo command displays just name. It doesn't display the variable which is contained in that name. If you want to display the name also, echo command के सामने आपको dollar symbol देना पड़ेगा and name. Can you see the output, sir? Name is substituted. Name is a variable which is containing data Rajesh. It is substituted. Who is going to take care of this substitution, sir? Shell, variable and file name substitution is part of the shell, sir. Before submitting the command to the kernel, shell will take care of substitution of variable and file name. Sir, समझ में आया थोड़ा? Next. Sir, simple example समझ में आ गया? Sir,
Yes,
what
yes.
is this IO redirection? See here, sir. Sir, what is this IO redirection I'm showing, sir? Here, RM minus RF. 1 minute, I'm just removing the old data. File 1. Okay, now you can see there are two things. So, see, sir, I am using echo command to display data, sir. What is my data I am displaying is my name is Rajesh. Okay, I am Linux faculty. Okay, this is what I am to display. When you are saving it echo command, what is echo command, sir? Echo command is a printf kind of command in C, sir. It will display whatever you are giving it to as the input. It will display as it is whatever giving you an. What is my input, sir? This is the command. This is my input. As you can see, output is also the output. Am I clear with this, Suresh? So,
Yes.
okay, what is this input output redirection, sir? Small example. So instead, this is called output is redirected to my terminal, sir. You can see this is the output which I am seeing on my terminal. What is my terminal? TTY1. Right or not, sir? Right or not? Sir, am I clear? This is important. What is output redirection? See here. I am opening a second terminal, sir. Sir, for your purpose, I am opening a second terminal. What is the terminal type if you want to check TTY? As you can see, terminal type is PTS2. See, whenever I am giving a echo command, it is by default printing in the current terminal only, sir. See, output is in the current terminal only. So, we can redirect the output of one terminal to other. See here. See here, this is the echo command which I have shown you previously. This terminal is PTS2. Now see, output will be displayed in this terminal instead of this. If I do redirection, greater than /db PTS/2. This is the terminal for which I am doing the redirection. /db PTS2. You can see enter मारते ही क्या होता है देखो. See, output is displayed from that terminal to this terminal. Is this the output, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, but output which I have typed is in this terminal, but it has been redirected to this terminal. Who is going to take care of this redirection, sir? Just now I told you. IO redirection, input output redirection is taken by shell, sir. Have you understood the third point, sir? Suresh, sir?
Yes.
I think you have little idea what is IO redirection. Today's class you have
Yeah.
taken.
Yes,
So
yes,
now
yes.
you understood what is the whose task is it, sir? Whose task is it?
Shell.
So next thing, shall I start with the next commands output, sir? Pipeline hookup. Pipeline hookup ये भी देखते हैं इसका मतलब क्या है यहाँ पर देखिए सर. Okay, pipeline hookup. There is some data I am going to create. Okay, there is some data I am going to create for a file one. File one. See this. This is file one data. This is the first line. This is line 1. This is line 2. So this is line 3. This is. I am creating some data, sir. This all experimentation in the next class you will understand. For time being, just remember. This is line 5. Okay, sir. Now I have created some data. I am saving it. and the file name is file1. If you wanted to see the data, this is how you see the data. You can see this is the data from the file1 displayed using the concat command or cat command. So now I am showing you next important thing about the shell, sir. Pipeline hookup. Okay, pipeline hookup. You can see I am writing the same command now. Okay, file1. Instead of writing the file data to the file, I am piping the data as input. Cat file1 output, which is generated by cat file1, is piped or acting as an input to the next command wc-l. It will show you how many lines are there in the file1. As you can see, output of the cat command is working as an input to the second command, that is the word count. You can see the output as 6. This means cat file1, this is having how many lines? How many lines? 6 lines. You can see total number of lines is 6 in this file. Output of wc-l also 6. Who is going to take care of this pipeline hookup, sir? Srikanth sir, Suresh sir.
All by shell, sir.
Yes. Now you, sir, each and every point and explaining. Are you able to understand or right? Am I clear with the concept and example?
Yes, yes.
So what is the thing? Pipeline hookup, IO redirection, variable number substitution, program execution. Whose tasks are this? All are done by the shell, sir. All are done by the shell. Last I will show you interpreted programming language. Okay. Small example. I am going to create a shell script for it. So here I am going to create a shell script for it. Shell 11.sh. This is my shell script. This is also a interpreted programming language, sir. Shell is a programming language and it is interpreted. Difference between the interpreted and the compiled programming language in later classes I'll let you know. For time being, just remember. Example I am writing here. Here, bin bash. This is my shell using which I have to execute this code. Okay. So here, echo. This is Linux AAD admin class from Durga Soft. This is what I want to display, sir, on the screen. So after that, chmod, I have to give permission sh shell.sh. Now when I am executing, sir, this is all the shell scripting code. This is a simple shell script I have written just to display some data. So this is interpreted, means each line of the thing, each line of the script is executed line by line, sir, and converted into output. If you are having multiple lines also, here, this is same echo command. Now see, my class time is 8 p.m. Okay, echo, my students name is Suresh. Okay, Suresh, Srikanth. Okay, Rajesh. Simple example. Each and every part of this will be executed one by one. See, not like a compiled language like C programming. It is like interpreted. Each and every line is executed. First check for syntax. If it is correct, executed. Second, it will come to. If you wanted to check what is happening in the background, there is a beautiful concept called shell debugging. I am going to show you these things. See. Not happens before execution. You can write like this. Set -bx. Now it will start the debugging process. It will show you each and before executing any line, it will show you. See, echo. This line will be executed. Before execution, this is the input it is given to the shell. Output is this. Next, it is taking the second line, echo. Second line is this. Before execution, it is looking like this. After execution, output is this. Suresh sir, am I clear with the last these things? Suresh sir,
Yes,
am I
yes,
clear with
yes.
the last thing? Environment, interpreted programming language and debugging. Sir, am I clear?
Sir. Yeah.
So श्रीकांत, आपको थोड़ा समझ में आया? शेल के क्या प्रॉपर्टीज होते हैं? टास्क ऑफ द शेल?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Later you will understand. Srikanth, if you are having any confusion also, don't worry. आफ्टर यू डू द प्रैक्टिकल स्टार्ट करते हो ना, जब आप प्रैक्टिकल करते हो ना तब समझ में आ जाएगा सब कुछ.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So Suresh sir, now actually I finished with what are the kernel, what are the shell, what is a utility. Am I clear with all the three things, 3 layers, how it is looking? Okay, so now we will see, since Mr. Smart practical get through, now I wanted to show you through a small practical how the communication happens. Suppose this is your computer hardware. This is your computer. These are the peripherals. Okay, these are the peripherals connected to your computer. See, what is the peripheral? Key, B-O-A-R-D, keyboard and mouse, M-O-U-S-E. Okay, these are connected. So, यहाँ से they are connected to the computer. You can know that. And this is the screen where your output is being displayed. This is the desktop screen or laptop screen. SC screen. This is what it is connected, and these are all connected. These are input output devices. Computer, this is a hardware. Uske hardware pe this is called computer hardware. This is called computer hardware. Hardware. Okay. So whenever then over the computer, you know, over the computer you will be installing the operating system. This is your operating system installed above computer, and यहाँ पर ये आपके ऐसे दिख रहे हैं. Okay, over this operating system is installed. Over this operating system is installed. Okay, this is the operating system. OS, I'm writing as OS. This is the operating system. O/S, operating system. Okay, after this, operating system B internally has 3 layers. I told you just now. Okay, these is device drivers used to communicate using device drivers. Okay, उसके ऊपर क्या होता है? Libraries, input output libraries रहते हैं actually. So these are called input output libraries, sir. Using this, application software will communicate with the same. Input or output library. Libraries. Okay, input output libraries. OS. उसके ऊपर, this is the main component. These things, both things become part of kernel, sir. These both things are part of kernel. Okay. उसके ऊपर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में क्या इंस्टॉल रहता है सर? शेल. सर, व्हाट इज द थिंग? नेक्स्ट थिंग, शेल विल बी देयर. शेल रहेगा. ओके. उसके ऊपर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में क्या रहता है सर? उसके ऊपर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में, इसके ऊपर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में यूटिलिटीज एंड एप्लीकेशन सॉफ्टवेयर आल्सो सर. Above applications, any application like OpenOffice, LibreOffice, OpenOffice, you know, MS Office application equivalent in Windows, equivalent to Windows, LibreOffice, OpenOffice, players, media players, browsers, these are all called, sir, whatever application software or not. So now see, here I am writing next thing. Utilities, any commands by from the Linux operating system install are called utilities. After utilities, AppSoft, application, okay, software. I am writing it here. Application. So, application, software. Right or not, sir? These are the things which are installed. Okay. After that, above that sits users. Above that sits different users. Okay. Above that, different users are connecting to the operating system and working like this. What are the users, sir? Any user. User 1, user 2, user 1. Okay, like this you can write. User 2. Okay, any user. Even it is a root user. Admin also is also sitting above that only, sir. Root user, anything. Suresh user, any user. all are actually connecting to like this. All are connecting through the software, through the application. This is the flow of data, sir. This is the architecture, sir. Original. Now we are able to get it, sir. Sir, now we are able to get it, sir. Suresh, sir. Clarity aa gaya. Kernel.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
These both are part of kernel
Yeah.
only. Device drivers,
Okay.
input live, all the things. Shell is over it. Shell is also just not a single command, sir. Shell is also set of utilities only, sir. Not utilities, but set of command. Okay. So here the communication. Suppose, sir, user wants to create this data, sir. User, Suresh is a user. For that I'm showing you. Suresh user is creating some resume, sir. This is the data of the Suresh. Suresh user is creating some data. This is the Suresh user data. What is that? He is creating a resume, sir. Okay. Resume. What is resume? What is the purpose? Okay. In what application called? Open Office. Because Windows MS Office will not be there in Linux. It is called Open Office. Right or not? Okay. He is typing some data here. He is typing some data. So whenever he is typing the data, data is coming from where, sir? Keyboard, sir. Data is flowing from keyboard, sir. Here. Data is flowing from the keyboard. Sorry. Data is flowing from the keyboard. So this way. Data is flowing from the keyboard, sir. So data is flowing from the keyboard to the computer hardware, sir. To the hardware motherboard where it is connected. Right or not, sir? From the keyboard, data is being passed to. From the keyboard, data is passed through. From the hardware, it will be passing to the operating system device driver, sir. Sir, operating device driver, it goes. Keyboard device driver, right or not? Using the keyboard device driver, right or not, Suresh, sir?
Yes, yes, sir.
From the keyboard, whenever you are typing something, it goes to the computer motherboard to the device driver. Operating system where? Through the device driver, it will be passing through the kernel's input and output library, sir. These are set of functions, sir, low level functions. Using with application softwares will communicate with the hardware, sir. Through library, all the connections, any software, C programming, you are typing something. C program has to print the data to print something, printf command to. What is happening, sir? Print command to some output. Yes. So C command has to link up with the input and output libraries of the kernel, sir. Input and output libraries of the operating system, sir. Using which only you can communicate. Now to the device drivers. So input library it goes. Through the input library it goes to the shell, sir. Okay. Shell, through the shell it will be communicating to the application. So from that application it will be displayed on his resume. सर समझ में आ गया कीबोर्ड में टाइप करने से बैकग्राउंड में क्या चल रहा है, कैसे जा रहा है इनपुट?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yes, yes.
from keyboard, it is a hardware device. It is connected to the motherboard of a computer. From that, operating system is working above it. Then it goes through device drivers, which are keyboard, using which only it can communicate. Through the device drivers, it will be communicating using input-output libraries, I/O libraries. Libraries are set of functions, sir. So low-level code. Through that input function, through that input library, it is connected to the application, sir. There you can see it. समझ में आ गया सर? सर समझ में आया सुरेश सर?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Small example. If I am giving, see here, whatever I am typing, something I am typing here, anything I am typing, anything typing, from where? Keyboard to device driver of keyboard. Through that, it is connecting to the kernel. Kernel input output libraries will be there in the operating system. Through that library, these libraries are connected to input libraries connected to resume application or MS Office. There you can see the data. I will show you a small example. C programming code. How the C programming output is displayed. The process. See here, sir. See here. CD. I am creating a directory for me. Rajesh. CD Rajesh. Later you'll know what is this directory and all. Please perfect. So I am creating a program. Prog1.c. Program1.c. This is my C program code which I am actually creating for your test purpose. Okay. First thing, I am writing input. This is called, this is a sample. C program code. Okay, C program code. What I'm writing. This is the input. So hash include hash include stdio.h. These are the header files. Okay, void main. Void main. उसके बाद ये close. So I am writing here my code. This is my code which is executed. What I am writing? Printf. What I am writing? Printf. Hello from Rajesh C program. Okay, this is what I wanted to print. So I have created this file. Okay, in order to execute the file, I have to use a compiler. This is also utility CC. So C program is compiled in two levels. First, object code is created. After that, output code is generated. -O. Okay, okay. Project 1. Okay, this is the output code. What is this? Project 1. What is the source for this? Program 1. CC. Okay, CC command is not there. See, GCC command I'll show you. GCC. Arey yaar, this is also not installed. Yum install 1. GCC. Just give me a second. The software is not installed, so I'll install it. సురేష్ సార్ అర్థమవుతుందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్.
సి కోడ్ ఎందుకు చూపిస్తున్నానంటే హౌ ఇట్ ఇస్ లింకింగ్ టు లైబ్రరీస్ అండ్ ఆల్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు నో నా, దానికోసం చూపిస్తున్నాను సార్.
సరే.
స్మాల్ సి కోడ్, జస్ట్ అన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్? హౌ is it being linked to its all the things, libraries? You cannot see this, but you can actually understand if you do this. Okay, now you see I am installing GCC compiler. It will just take 1 minute. Please be. So my software is installed GCC. Now I will compile this program GCC-O object code, object file, which is like this for program.c. You can see some errors are coming somewhere. Okay, I had to give something vim programs1.c. Okay, here I did not give you thing is that I have to give so this is what I have to give. Now I'll execute the thing. No success. You can see project 1 object file has been created. Okay, this file is what the C code is. This is a compilation process. Last time which I showed you shell scripting was an interpretation process. This is a compilation. Finally, you can get the output like this. Is this the output which I showed you in the C code? Is this the output which I showed you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, what happens is that whenever you are creating this object file -O object file project 1, object file will be again during the execution of this object file, it will be linked to different OS libraries. using which only it is able to display on the terminal, because without OS library linking, nothing can happen on the terminal. Display or input, neither output. Suresh, getting? I was telling you this thing. Library,
Yes.
C program code you have written. See here, C program code
Yeah.
user one has written. Whenever is
Yeah.
executing, the output to be printed, printf command output to be, it will link to, from the C program code object, it will link to input output library. Using this input output library only, devices will be accessed using device library. Then the output is coming on laptop screen or desktop screen or terminal, wherever you want to display. Sir, understanding Suresh Garu, I think I give you a good idea.
Yeah.
So this is compilation process. Interpreter compilation is not part of Linux administration. It is only for shell scripting and all. We will take that. So now you are able to understand how the user instruction is flowing from one level to other. Okay, what this can be called? What is this? Linux architecture means flow of data between different components of a Linux operating system. Am I clear? So Suresh, am I clear? I suppose.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
So this is what is happening. This is what is happening. So in detail, today we have seen operating system component and tasks of each of the operating system, what they are doing, how they are doing. Right or not, sir? And apart from that, Linux command execution process also we have seen. How the command is being executed. Whenever you are going, how it is traveling from the high level code to low level and being executed. Little idea, I suppose. Srikanth, any doubts? Basha sir, any doubt? Basha sir, any doubt?
సార్ సూపర్ సార్.
సార్ మీరు మొన్న కూడా వచ్చినారు, మధ్యలో వెళ్ళిపోయినారు ఏంటి?
అవును సార్, ఈ 3 days నాకు కొద్దిగా పర్సనల్ వర్క్ ఉన్నది, కొద్దిగా వెళ్ళిపోయినాను సార్. ఇప్పటి నుంచి కంటిన్యూ అవుతాను సార్ నేను.
మీకు ఆల్రెడీ లినక్స్ వచ్చా లేకపోతే ఫస్ట్ టైం చేస్తున్నారా? మీకు వచ్చినట్టుంది ఆల్రెడీ మొత్తం?
మొత్తం కాదు సార్, నాకు టచ్ ఉంది అంతే.
సో డెమోన్స్ట్రేషన్, థర్డ్ డెమోన్స్ట్రేషన్ ఇది. భాష సార్, మీరు ముందు కూడా ఒకసారి వచ్చి మధ్యలోకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. మీ పేరు వచ్చింది, మళ్ళీ మధ్యలో డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయారు మళ్ళీ.
అవును సార్, ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ విన్నాను సార్ మీది.
సో ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి సార్, చెప్పండి.
నాకు మధ్యాహ్నం 3 days ఇక్కడ విజయవాడ గుంటూరు సైడ్ కొద్దిగా వర్క్ ఉన్నది సార్, పర్సనల్ వర్క్. నేను వినలేకపోయినాను మీ క్లాస్ లో.
ఓకే ఓకే,
నెక్స్ట్ టుమారో నుంచి కంటిన్యూ అవుతాను సార్ మీ దాంట్లో.
నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఓకే టుమారో. సార్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్, ఈ రోజు మేము ఏం చేసాం సార్, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ లినక్స్ ఏంటి, దాని ప్రాపర్టీస్ నిన్న చూసాం సార్. భాష సార్ మీరు లేరు, ఇది లినక్స్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ సార్, ఇది లినక్స్ ఫ్లేవర్. లినక్స్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, హిస్టరీ ఆఫ్ లినక్స్ చూసాము. ఓకే, లినక్స్ ఫ్లేవర్స్ చూసాం సార్. అంటే లినక్స్ ఎన్ని రకాలుగా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నారు మార్కెట్ లో. చాలా మంది కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయి లినక్స్, అపాచీ లినక్స్, రెడ్ హ్యాట్ నిన్న చూసింది. దాని లోపల మోస్ట్ ఫేమస్ సార్ రెడ్ హ్యాట్, సెంటోస్, యుబంటు, లినక్స్ సార్. ఈ మూడు ఫేమస్. ఓకే, దాని తర్వాత ఎస్టర్డే ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ లినక్స్ అండ్ లినక్స్. అంటే ఫీచర్స్ ఏంటంటే అసలు లినక్స్ ఏం ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, లైక్ మల్టీ యూజర్, మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్, ఓపెన్ సోర్స్, ఫ్రీవేర్, పోర్టబిలిటీ. టుడే ఏం చేసామంటే సార్, టుడే మేము చేసామంటే లినక్స్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ ఇంటర్నల్ వర్కింగ్. ఐ థింక్ మీకు అర్థమైంది ఇంటర్నల్ వర్కింగ్ ఎట్లా జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే, షెల్ అంటే ఏంటి, షెల్ అంటే ఏంటి, కర్నల్ అంటే ఏంటి, యూటిలిటీస్ ఏంటి, యూజర్స్ ఎట్లా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ఇంటర్నల్ గా కోడ్ ఎట్లా ట్రావెల్ అవుతుంది, అంటే ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ టాప్ లెవెల్ నుంచి యూజర్ లెవెల్ నుంచి హార్డ్వేర్ లెవెల్ కి ఎట్లా ట్రావెల్ అవుతున్నాయి. అర్థమైంది కదా సార్ భాషగా? సో ఈ థింగ్స్ అండ్ కర్నల్ ఏమేమి చేస్తుంది, షెల్ ఏమేమి చేస్తుంది, సెక్యూరిటీ మేనేజ్మెంట్ షెల్ లో ఎట్లా, కర్నల్ లో సెక్యూరిటీ మేనేజ్మెంట్ కి ఫైర్ వాల్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఫైర్ వాల్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే ప్యాకెట్ ఫిల్టర్ అంటాం సార్. మీకు తెలిసే ఉంటది ప్యాకెట్ ఫిల్టర్ అంటే, కరెక్టా సార్?
అంత ఐడియా లేదు నాకు లైనక్స్ మీద అంతగా.
సో ప్యాకెట్ ఫిల్టర్ అంటాం సార్. సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మనము ఇంటర్నెట్ కి కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు సార్, మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ డెస్క్టాప్ యూజ్ ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఉంటారు. డేటా మీరు బ్రౌజ్ చేస్తారు సార్, బ్రౌజర్ ఓపెన్ చేసి www.gmail.com కొట్టి మీ బ్రౌజర్ లో మెయిల్ చెక్ చేసుకుందాం అనుకుంటున్నారు. డేటా ఎట్లా వస్తుంది సార్ మీ కంప్యూటర్ కి, బయట కంప్యూటర్ నుంచి సర్వర్ ఎక్కడో ఉంది జీమెయిల్ సర్వర్, మీ డేటా ఎట్లా వస్తుంది, ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ప్యాకెట్స్ లో వస్తుంది సార్. ప్యాకెట్ లాగా ఒక ఎన్క్యాప్సులేట్ ప్యాకెట్ అంటాం, డేటా ప్యాకెట్ అంటాం. దాని లోపల హెడర్స్ ఉంటాయి సార్, డేటాయే కాకుండా హెడర్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఏ సిస్టమ్ కి ఎవరు పంపిస్తున్నారు అంటే మీ సిస్టమ్ కి ఎవరు పంపిస్తున్నారు ఆ డేటా. ఓకే, మీ డేటా లెంత్ ఎంత, సెక్యూరిటీ ఆప్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇవన్నీ ప్యాకెట్స్ ని నెట్ ఫిల్టర్ అనేది సబ్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంటుంది సార్, కర్నల్ లో ఇన్బిల్ట్ ఉంటుంది, కర్నల్ కోడ్ లో నెట్ ఫిల్టర్ ఇన్బిల్ట్ ఉంటుంది. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ప్యాకెట్ మీ కంప్యూటర్ కి వచ్చింది, మీ కంప్యూటర్ నుంచి బయటకు వెళ్ళింది, ఈ నెట్ ఫిల్టర్ సబ్ సిస్టమ్ స్కాన్ చేస్తుంది. స్కాన్ చేసి నెట్ ఫిల్టర్ లో ఒక టేబుల్ ఉంటుంది, ఏ ఫైల్స్ ని అలౌ చేయాలి, ఏ ప్యాకెట్స్ ని డిజలౌ చేయాలి అంటే అలౌ చేయకూడదు, ఆ రూల్ ప్రకారంగా డెసిషన్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఓకే, అది ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారు, అది కూడా కర్నల్ యొక్క టాస్కే సార్. ఓకే సార్, శ్రీకాంత్, సురేష్ సార్, ఎనీ డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? ఏమైనా భాషా సార్ ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇంకేమైనా ఉందా డౌట్స్, ఏమైనా అడుగుతారా
సార్? నాకు ఈ ప్రీవియస్ లింక్స్ ఎట్లా సార్, నేను వినగలుగుతానా?
ఏం లేదు సార్, మీకు ఆల్ ద ప్రీవియస్ లింక్ దొరికిపోతుంది సార్. మీరు ఫీజ్ పే చేయగానే మీకు వీడియోస్ మీ మెయిల్ కి పోస్ట్ చేస్తారు సార్. ఆల్ ద వీడియోస్ స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి మీరు ఏ వీడియో మిస్ అయినా, ఏ రోజు జరిగినా, ఇప్పుడు జరిగింది 3rd క్లాసే, ఈ 3 క్లాసెస్ మీకు పే చేయగానే మీకు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మీకు ఆన్లైన్ మీకు మెయిల్ పెట్టేస్తారు సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే, తప్పకుండా సార్.
అది సో Suresh sir, am I clear with all the concepts today?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am clear.
Very shell you understood, what is kernel, what is utility, when they are loaded, basics you understood.
Yes.
Tomorrow,
yes.
Sir, today some more time. Shall we see installation prerequisite? What are required for the installation? Tomorrow I'm going to show you the installation most probably. Can I show you that? Suresh? Bhasha garu, repo operating system installation, sir. రేపు ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్. సో ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్స్టాల్ కావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి రాస్తున్నాను చూడండి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, ప్రీ రిక్వ్ అంటే ఏంటి సార్? ప్రీ రిక్విజిట్ అంటే ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడానికి ముందే ఏమి కావాలి? ఫర్ ఆపరేటింగ్ లినక్స్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్. Sir, these are the things. Suresh sir, see here, this is a new thing. This is the installation ki em kavalo chupidam. So first thing sir, hardware em kavali. What is the basic hardware required, sir? Sir, CPU. Okay, if you are going for a CPU, minimum i3 processor, sir. Minimum i3 or Intel if it is i3 or i5 processor. అర్థమవుతుందా సురేష్ సార్? సార్ ర్యామ్ ఎంత కావాలి? మినిమం 4 GB ర్యామ్, రికమెండెడ్ 4 GB మినిమం ర్యామ్. సార్ శ్రీకాంత్ గారు, భాష గారు, అర్థమవుతుందా? మీరు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలంటే హార్డ్వేర్ ఎంత రిక్వైర్మెంట్ కావాలి? CPU అంటే సెంట్రల్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. ఒక CPU కానీ 2 CPU ఉన్నా పర్లేదు, కానీ i3 ప్రాసెసర్ కానీ i5 అయితే బెటర్. మినిమం i3 ప్రాసెసర్. ఎందుకంటే మనము వీఆర్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ ఆన్ VMware సాఫ్ట్వేర్ సార్, వీఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఆన్ యువర్.
How do we check this, sir? How do we check this?
This you have to send documentation of Linux, sir. Deployment documentation of Linux you have to.
కాదు సార్, మన సిస్టమ్ లో ఎలా చెక్ చేసేది ల్యాప్టాప్ లో? మేము ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలంటే ఇది మన సిస్టమ్ లో ఉండాలి కదా సార్?
An extra thing, sir. Hello, can you hear Srikanth?
ఇప్పుడు వినబడతాం సార్. మేము ఎలా చెక్ చేయాలి ఇది?
నా సైడ్ నుంచి ఆడియో కట్ అయిపోయింది.
CPU ఎలా చెక్ చేసేది? ఇది i3 i5 ఉందా అని ఎలా చెక్ చేసేది అని అడిగాను.
ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇది మా ల్యాప్టాప్ ఫ్రమ్ వేర్ విచ్ ఐఎమ్ షోయింగ్ హియర్. దీని కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఏంటి చూపించాలంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇట్లా కొట్టాలి, ఫైల్ ఎక్స్ప్లోరర్. ఇక్కడ ప్రాపర్టీస్ అని ఉన్నాయి చూసారా? ఇక్కడ ప్రాపర్టీస్ అని ఉంది డెస్క్టాప్ లో. ఇక్కడ ప్రాపర్టీస్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే మీకు ఇక్కడ ప్రాసెస్ నా ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఏమున్నాయో చూపిస్తుంది. సార్, ఇట్ ఈస్ i3 సిస్టమ్ 2.4 GHz డ్యూయల్ కోర్ ప్రాసెసర్. సురేష్ సార్, అర్థమైందా?
ఓకే, i3 మినిమం i3.
అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ర్యామ్ ఎంత ఉంది చూడండి, నా ల్యాప్టాప్ లో 12 GB ర్యామ్,
12 GB
కానీ
మినిమం
12
4
GB
GB.
ర్యామ్ ఉంది.
ఓకే.
ఇక్కడ మినిమం రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఎందుకు ఇస్తున్నామంటే ఈవెన్ 2 GB ర్యామ్ మీద కూడా లినక్స్ పనిచేస్తుంది, ఈవెన్ 1 GB ర్యామ్ మీద లినక్స్ పనిచేస్తుంది. ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ directly Linux on the hardware, no other operating system is there behind in between. So 2 GB 1 GB RAM okay sir, but if you are installing this Linux operating system in virtual environment like VMware, this is my virtual environment sir, this is my VMware software. In this virtualization software I am installing Linux sir, Suresh garu.
Yeah.
This is not on Windows, this is on Windows VMware software. In that VMware software I am installing, in that VMware software I am installing multiple virtual machines. See here, these many are there. So minimum 4 GB of RAM in the laptop is good. If it is 8 and more, it is even more better. Getting sir? Hard disk space, hard disk space. Hard disk space, if it is a minimum for every virtual machine, one VM means virtual machine, at least 30 GB. Okay, for every virtual machine at least 30 GB. Suresh garu ardhamavutunda, 30 GB space kavali hard disk minimum for one virtual machine. Basha garu ardhamaitunda, ee virtual machine ento telsa, ee virtual machine enduko telsa,
ఎక్స్ట్రా మెమరీ కదా సార్.
వర్చువల్ మిషన్ సార్ ఇది. మీరు ఈ వర్చువల్ మిషన్ ఎందుకు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తున్నారు? ఇక్కడ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఆన్ ద ల్యాప్టాప్, VMware లోపల ఉంది ఈ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. భాషా గారు, సో ఈ VMware లోపల వర్క్ చేయాలంటే ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఈ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ సెట్టింగ్స్ చూపిస్తున్నాను చూడండి, వర్చువల్ మిషన్ సెట్టింగ్స్. దీనిలో ఎంత ర్యామ్ ఉంది ఏముంది చూపిస్తా చూడండి. ఇక్కడ చూడండి 1 GB ర్యామ్ అలొకేట్ చేసేసారు దీనికి, ఈ వర్చువల్ మిషన్ కి. 2 ప్రాసెసర్స్, 80 GB హార్డ్ డిస్క్ స్పేస్ ఇచ్చేసారు చూడండి, అక్కడ పైన కనపడుతుంది 80 GB. దాని తర్వాత ఏంటి ల్యాన్ కార్డ్, ఇది అది, అంటే మినిమం 1 GB స్పేస్ కావాలి వర్చువల్ మిషన్ కి, ఒక్కొక్క వర్చువల్ మిషన్ కి మినిమం. హార్డ్ డిస్క్ స్పేస్ 80 GB ఇచ్చాను, 30 GB ఉంటే చాలు. సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ మీరు మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకున్నారు, మల్టిపుల్ వర్చువల్ మిషన్ ఒకటేసారి ఓపెన్ చేస్తే ర్యామ్ అండ్ ప్రాసెసర్ బెటర్ ఉండాలి, అప్పుడే ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది, లేకపోతే అవ్వదు. Suresh, getting the answer man? So this is the minimum requirement sir, this is the minimum requirement. Tomorrow we are going to see Linux and Windows file system hierarchies and operating system installation. Okay Srikanth, understanding man? Srikanth garu, Srikanth.
Yes sir. Sir ये 30 GB सेपरेट स्पेस लगेगा?
30 GB का सेपरेट स्पेस चाहिए होता है एक वर्चुअल मशीन को काम करने के लिए.
Okay sir.
Okay, and I will show you today. You have come Srikanth, how to download the operating system from internet which are working. See here, operating system को कैसे डाउनलोड करना है. लिनक्स है आपके पास? भाषा का लिनक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ఉందా?
లేదు సార్.
లేదా? ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ ఇట్లా చేసుకోవాలి. చూడండి మనకి ఏమేమి కావాలి ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ కి. ఇది హార్డ్వేర్. సాఫ్ట్వేర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ చూడండి సార్, సాఫ్ట్వేర్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ లినక్స్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్. Okay, this is the thing I am writing. Hardware requirements, now software requirements. We have to download CentOS 7 operating system, 7 server operating system from internet, ISO image, first thing. Second, we need VMware workstation. చెప్పండి ఏం కావాలి చెప్పండి, భాష గారు చెప్పండి.
ISO ఇమేజ్ అంటే ఏంటి సార్?
ISO ఇమేజ్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు సార్ మీరు ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ విండోస్ లో ఎప్పుడైనా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి ఉంటారు, సిడీలో పెట్టేసి సిడి రామ్ లో పెట్టి. సో ఇక్కడ ISO ఇమేజ్ అనేది సిడి ఉంటది కదా మీది, దాన్ని ఒక ఇమేజ్ తీస్తారు ఫోటో లాగా. ఇమేజ్ అంటే ఫోటో, అది దాన్ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని మనము మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో సిడి రామ్ పెట్టకుండా ఆ ఇమేజ్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని మనం ఓఎస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు సార్.
ఓకే.
సో అది మనకి VMware కి ఇగో చూడండి ఇక్కడ మీకు చూపించాను ఇప్పుడు వరకు. ఇగో సెట్టింగ్స్ లో మనకు ఐఎస్ ఇమేజ్ త్రూ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాను. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ చూస్తున్నారో లేదో సీడ్ రాజేష్ ISO ఇమేజ్ ఉంది లాస్ట్ లో. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఆ ISO ఇమేజ్ ని నెట్ లోకి వెళ్ళి డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి సార్. ఇంటర్నెట్ ఎట్లా చేయాలో చూపిస్తాను సార్ ఇప్పుడు. సో ISO ఇమేజ్ VMware ఇగోండి, డౌన్లోడ్ CentOS సర్వర్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ISO ఇమేజ్ సార్ హార్డ్, ఇది సిడి ఇమేజ్ లాగా ఉంటుంది. VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్, ఫ్రమ్ ఇంటర్నెట్. ఈ రెండు కావాలి సార్. సార్ అర్థమవుతుందా? ఈ రెండు సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ కావాలి సార్. ISO ఇమేజ్ VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఎట్లా డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి ఇగో చూపిస్తున్నాను సార్. చూడండి సురేష్ గారు, హౌ టు డౌన్లోడ్. ఇక్కడ చూసారా లేదో భాషా గారు, చూడండి కనబడుతుందా భాషా గారు? ఇక్కడ మేము CentOS 7 మీద వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాం. మనం ఇక్కడ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ CentOS 7 మీద నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం. CentOS 7 ఇట్లా క్లిక్ చేశారనుకో, ఇగోండి 2 టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇది 8 వర్షన్, 7 వర్షన్. మనం CentOS 7. దాని తర్వాత ఇక్కడ x86 64 అని రాసింది. అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసా సార్ భాషా గారు?
తెలుసు సార్. అంటే
64 బిట్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇమేజ్ సార్. ఇక్కడ చూసారా లేదో, ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ లైన్ మీద క్లిక్ చేయండి, విచ్ ఐఎమ్ షోయింగ్. ఎక్కడ పోయింది? సో ఇది అయిన తర్వాత ఈ ఫైల్ క్లిక్ చేయాలి సార్. ఇక్కడ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఉంది చూడు, ఈ లైన్ హైలైట్ అయిందా, దాన్ని క్లిక్ అవుతానే డౌన్లోడ్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది సార్. 10 GB సైజ్. సో ఇది ఎప్పుడు క్రియేటెడ్? 2 November 2020 క్రియేటెడ్ సార్. ఇది క్లిక్ చేయగానే డౌన్లోడ్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది అంతే. ఆ డౌన్లోడ్ అయిన తర్వాత అది మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో పెట్టుకొని VMware డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. VMware ఇట్లా డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తారు చూడండి. VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ డౌన్లోడ్, ఇగో చూడండి. VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ అని గూగుల్లో కొడితే మీకు VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ లొకేషన్కి వెళ్తుంది. ఇక్కడ కొట్టగానే డౌన్లోడ్కి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఇక్కడ చూసారో లేదో, ఈ ఫైల్లో, ఈ లైన్ లో, ఈ పేజ్ లో డౌన్లోడ్ నౌ అని ఉంది. ఇది కొట్టగానే VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ డౌన్లోడ్ అయిపోతుంది సార్. సార్ భాషా గారు అర్థమైందా? సో ఈ రెండు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకుంటే రేపు మనం ఇన్స్టలేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం.
ఓకే
సార్. శ్రీకాంత్, ఐఎమ్ క్లియర్ విత్ ద డౌన్లోడ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అండ్ VMware. శ్రీకాంత్,
yes sir, yes.
Tomorrow we are going to see the installation. సురేష్ గారు ఓకేనా? మీకు డౌన్లోడ్ అర్థమైందా?
సార్ నేను డౌన్లోడ్ చేశాను.
Okay, now we have already downloaded. Okay, Srikanth, wow, you have download link he is asking. Srikanth, this is the download link you want, na? This is the thing, see. I am just copying it to you only. See here, Srikanth. Download link I have copied it to you. I am sending. You can see.
Okay.
For everyone also I am copying, paste. Download link, if you have any doubt, you can go for the entire. See here, I have sent the download link. VMware download also I am sending. See here, copy pasting. I am into the chat box. Use this if you wanted to download. So now after downloading, tomorrow we will start with the installation. Suresh sir, can I end the class? Today is 9:30.
Yes sir, yes sir. We can.
Am I clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Am I clear with the concept? Any doubt? Any feedback you want to give? Bhasha garu baane unda class? Even cheptara? Bhasha sir. Okay then, no doubts. Nobody is raising any doubts. We will end the class tomorrow 8 PM again. See you, Suresh and all. Bye.
See you sir. Bye.
See you. Good night, ma'am. Good night, Bhasha garu. Good night, Bhasha sir.
Good night sir. Good night sir.
Good night sir.
Good night.